being young and dumb, but hopefully living with no regrets. Our next story, wow, she is living the dream, or at least her dream, where she is homeless, taking care of herself in Planet Fitness gyms and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that was a Planet Fitness. But anyways, she has gone viral because she was prepping for a date. I'm talking about this woman was getting full makeup and everything to get ready for this date. And last week we just had that whole conversation about 29, 29 men who shouldn't date. And so I'm just curious, should this woman who is clearly homeless be dating right now? Is it appropriate for her to be dating? What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yes. I'll go first because last week I sat here and said there was only one woman that I felt like should not date. So when I watched that video, I was like, is she pregnant? And when I did see a bump, I was like, oh, okay, good for her. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I was like, damn, how resourceful, girl, you are on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you homeless, but you ain't got to show up stanking. Your hair was did. She took a shower, got dressed, hair was done. So when she showed up to the date, she was probably smelling good, hopefully, looking good or whatever, putting herself in a position to maybe snag a man, maybe snag a home. You know what I'm saying? Not too often is a date also like doubling for an interview for an apartment. You dig what I'm saying? But like low key. So I'm not mad at people hustling and doing what they got to do to elevate themselves. I think relationships are great ways. Now, if she's lying to the dude and not telling him, depending on her situation, like finessing him out of money, that's completely wrong. But as they get to know each other, if she's not necessarily stressing him or putting no pressure on him, they get to know each other, they build a relationship, and then she let him know, hey, by the way, you know what I mean? I think that could work out. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to stand on what I said last week. As long as she wasn't pregnant, hey, go out there and do your thing. And lastly, fellas, look at what she did. Some of y'all niggas be in the same position, but y'all be showing up as good, right? So if you got to get your little gym membership, probably cost you about $50 or maybe as low as 10, make sure you show up smelling good, man. Just because you're homeless don't mean you got to look that way. You dig what I'm saying? Kudos to her for being ingenious, but keeping herself up and putting herself out there to date Mark. I go ahead and give her 2 thumbs up for that effort. Go ahead.
Not the 2 thumbs up. Uh, Devin, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think, based on our conversation last week, yeah, it is a double standard. I'm okay with it. Women can be, homeless or in transition some kind of way. Guys, you just don't really get that grace, especially over a certain age. I understand if it's in service to a higher goal, you're saving for some type of larger thing that you're trying to do. I get that. But men, I think guys, you shouldn't be dating. Ladies, I think it's a good angle. Go ahead and date. Try to find your guy, especially if he likes you. He's going to let you stay there. I would tell him up front, hey, listen, I like you. I live in my car. He's going to let you stay there. It could work out. You can probably get everything you want. And it's one-stop shopping. I think it's turnkey. I think it's a positive. I think it might make dating easier for her. You know what I'm saying? What guy is going to say, when he finds out, oh, we're on a date. Hey, well, can I come to your house? Well, no, I live in my car. Most guys, if he's decent, it's not going to say, all right, well, girl, you be easy. Call me when you get home. He's not going to do that. He's going to say, listen, you can come over here. You can stay out, sleep on the couch, whatever. We'll work something out. That's what's going to happen. This is gold for her. She's not going to be homeless for long. I can feel it. My spirit is telling me she is not going to be homeless very long. 3rd date max. He's going to say, look, you come stay with me. I feel it.
You think so, huh? Think so? I think he's like, do you steal? Are you crazy? Why you don't stay nowhere? Because, I mean, there's some questions as to why a person would choose not to live anywhere or have any attachments to anything, right? Not to have any responsibilities, not to have any, don't even say the word, accountability. To pay a bill, to be somewhere, to have to support something, to work towards something, to say, yes, I put my 2 feet to the ground and I stood my ground against all of that life has to push from my square on this earth, right? There is something to be said for somebody who does that. And I'm not saying a person who hasn't done that should be questioned, but I am saying that if you're not working on a place to stay, then what are you doing? And if you're dating as a way of working on a place to stay, then just say that's what you're doing, right? Then I know you are truly resourceful. And now you're resourceful, you're forward thinking. You're a good communicator. Baby, I see you. I like talking to you because I know what's up and we both know what's up. And ain't nobody capping. So yeah, let's take that approach. But yeah, I'll stop there. Let everybody date. Because you know what? I'm saying one more thing. If you're laying next to somebody that you're not married to. Y'all go out occasionally and shit, right? But you're not married, okay? And you know that person laying next to you could not afford their own place if you kicked them out tomorrow, okay? Okay, you dating a homeless person. They just shower at your spot. Okay, they shower with you and they sleep with you and they eat with you, but they homeless for right now because they could not afford a home if they weren't with you, and that's okay because they working towards something. I'm saying don't judge them. I'm saying recognize you got one too, right? Because if you couldn't date a homeless person, the homeless people will never get married. There'd be a bunch of singles home people around. You have a bunch of singles homeless kids with no families, right? That's probably that came out wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say that came out all wrong, and you sounded a little far away. So I think it was meant to come out wrong.
Yeah, it must have been. That was Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord and Savior. He be coming through. Y'all don't know. He loved me. I'm his favorite.
Can we turn his mic off? No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, Tia, man.
Go ahead, Tia.
Ooh, I don't even know where to go in on it.
Okay, for real. Look, really, okay. Let me succinctly say something that's not just ridiculous. Okay, and some of the
go ahead.
No, I'll stop.
No, it's okay. It was good. We got you. We just got you.
No, we good. Period. Yeah. We moving on. Quick take.
Go ahead.
We heard the lie. Y'all niggas is lying. Y'all are not about to date no homeless female showering in the goddamn Planet Fitness. You know how I know? Because you guys are hard on a hard-working woman who has her shit together, who's a single mom. You're not going to date a homeless bitch staying in her car. If you know up front, you're going to question all of those things. Is she a thief? Accountability. Why can't you pay your bills? What in her saying, I can't, I didn't, and I shan't is attracting to you? What makes that feel like, you're the one for me, babe? Come lay on my couch. I don't know those niggas who say, come lay on my couch. I am not the woman that says because I'm laying with you and you're homeless that you can stay tonight. You're gonna be, your feelings are gonna be hurt, mess with me. Oh, you ain't got nowhere to stay? Well, let me know you made it. Have a good night. Call me in the morning when you're getting your coffee, when you're getting your morning shower at 24-hour fitness. Let me know if somebody jumped you last night. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to be your refuge. Let's just be very clear. But I also don't know those type of people who'd be willing to date when they're at that level of transition. And I think that's important. Like, if you are not in a place of security and stability, like, no, you can't approach me because what are you going to do for me that meets me at the table that I'm already sitting at? And God bless you for your efforts, but I need you to be here. I can't really, Planet Fitness, I'm not going to be able to do it.
So first, I just want to say that there are things called hobosexuals, right? Those are people who look for homes to and have sex in exchange for a place to stay, right? That is a thing now. But I'm going to answer your question when you said what type of people? College students, because I was a college student who was homeless for a full 2.5 months and was dating. As a matter of fact, my husband, who's now my boyfriend, sorry, I messed that all up. He was my boyfriend at the time, and now he's my husband. He didn't know that I was homeless because the sister wasn't saying shit, right? It was like, because I didn't view myself as homeless officially because I was just hopping from dorms to dorms, house to house, staying until I can get my finances right to get a dorm room. And so with that being said, I am thankful that he was one of them double standard ass persons. And once he found out that I was homeless, and hopping from dorm to dorm, room to room, house to house, he was like, yo, let me help you. Let me help you get an apartment. And I was like, what? You gonna help me get an apartment? And so that is a way to get an apartment, is dating while you homeless. So I'm gonna give her a shout out because, at the end of the day, she found a way to get what she wanted because she said she ain't paying rent and 9 out of 10. So I am thankful because I actually had a job too. I don't know if she had a job, but I had a job. So my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, he and I both worked to pay for this hotel/apartment, but it seemed more like a hotel because it was, anyways, moving on. And I'm thankful for the double standard. But let's not act like homosexuals don't get this shit. Like, all they gotta do is drop off some good peen and they up in the house too. Let's not act like that don't happen.
It happens.
On, man.
Exactly.
It happens.
Yeah, thank you, S&M. Standing in your truth.
I'm just saying, like, it happens. And so I personally say, yo, I don't know where she got her curls from and why that was something that was with her while she was homeless. Because I was carrying the bare necessities, you know what I'm saying? Clothes, toothbrush, toothpaste. But either way it goes,
Her
I give her
weave
a
was
shout out for
fresh.
being inventive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This
Yeah.
woman decided what her priorities were. I don't know why those particular, I don't know her story. So let me be quiet. So she
So
decided what her priorities were and she went with it. You know what I'm saying? My priority was to get a dorm room. I was saving up to get a dorm room. I was
listen,
saving,
That's
I was trying to get financial aid. So
facts.
I'm just saying there's times where people can be homeless. I don't know if that means they shouldn't date. Now I will say that sometimes when men, when they may show up as homosexuals, they put their best foot forward. You don't know they homosexuals till the next day, they're like, oh, yo, I was living at my mama's house. And then next thing you know, they're up in your house, in your bed with the peeing all up in you because you like, oh, snap. So, it
That's
shows
what's
in
happening
different
out here in these
ways.
streets of SNL. That's a fact.
I'm just
But
saying.
listen, as a former homosexual, because I too was homeless in college, and shout out to all the ladies who held me down. You know what I'm saying, and provided safe harbor for your boy. You dig what I'm saying? And so, I did, provide some services in return. They'll always have a place in my heart. So I agree. That's why it's like, come on, man. Like, we can't be too hard on this young lady. And I disagree with you, Tia, because we've been conditioned to be y'all rescuers, right? Like I think Devin said this before. There's probably a reason why y'all feel comfortable enough to do this is because society writ large accepts this type of behavior from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Nobody's knocking it, but we're not going to act like somebody won't be in a relationship with somebody or even date them or even marry them, right? Because guys are going to look at it differently. We are going to look at it like, hey, maybe we can help you. Now, granted, to your point, there may be some more questions. And once you kind of vet and realize, oh, well, maybe this person just happened to fall on hard times. And then I get to come in and be like the knight in shining armor. There's also a benefit on that end too, right? Like guys do. I mean, we want to be protectors and providers. And here's an opportunity for us to kind of do both for someone that we're getting to know. You dig what I'm saying? So we just got to be honest. I agree with Devin on this one. Like, yeah, there's people who are down for this.
Where
You know
they
what I
at?
mean?
Because I'm single and I'm educated and I'm working. I got my own car. I'm not sleeping in it. My little door don't
Oh, I
roll
was
up
about
at
to
the U
say,
save.
I
You know what
thought
I
you was about,
mean? Like, where they at?
I
If they
thought you was
gonna
about to
take
tell us
her, then
something.
why am I still single if that's the case? Like, some of this is not true. Some of this is not the
Well,
case.
maybe you just got standards, maybe you got.
I
Oh,
Right.
don't want to
and
date
the last thing
Planet
I was gonna
Fitness
ask y'all,
guy.
I now this is we got to move on, but I wanted to say this though when Jay was talking because if we're being honest though, right? If you just met a young lady and you don't really know her, I wonder how many guys would invite her to sleep at the crib and not expect sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, because you would invite her over to the crib if you're trying to fuck, right? Because we can't stop. Oh my God, the safety. Nah. If she was down like, hey, what are you doing? Come through. I mean, some guys have that policy. I get that. You damn sure ain't going to her house, right? So she's like, hey, what are you doing later? You know? I mean, I guess my quick question to y'all for the fellas, what percentage of guys do you think would require sex for their philanthropy in that situation?
I got a quick answer. They somewhere like 10% more, give or take, of the percent of men who only have a bed and no couch.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that math problem. Go ahead, tell
Yeah.
me. For you guys
I
playing at home, please put the answer below in the
Below.
comment section.
multiple choice.
No, there's no multiple choice.
No, I'm saying if there's only a
It's
bed
like an
there,
essay
it's
answer.
exactly for that. If they have a
Yeah.
couch, maybe they're being generous. But if they've only got one bed, I think it's obvious for one reason.
Okay, got you. Go ahead,
I,
Joe.
I think she might skate by that first night, but I think definitely night 2 or night 3, he's like, hey, what's good? What's happening? Because if there's one thing I'm an expert in, is niggas, and these niggas are thirsty. They're going to be expecting the yams definitely by night 3.
Okay.
You're not making it past a week.
And ladies, can I ask y'all this? Conversely, if the woman is staying at the crib, does she and should she feel pressure to give up some sex for a place to stay? What are your thoughts on that?
Take me
I'm
back
gonna
to the
go on record
U-Haul
and say
place.
no. You know?
Just
Yeah, I'm
let
gonna
me
go on
go
record
back
and
to
say
my
no,
storage
I don't think
shed.
that's true. Okay?
Go ahead, answer that. You say no.
No, she should not feel obligated to give it up, because maybe I'm just talking from my own personal experience. I ain't have to give up shit, so why the hell she gotta give it up? But then again, though, this is different times, right? This is different times. So sometimes, nowadays men expect you to get a Happy Meal and you're supposed to drop the draws.
Come on, man.
So
We can't do that, S&M. She ain't got a place to stay. And you're providing her with comfort and shelter. And now we're comparing it to McDonald's.
I'm just
Come on.
That's
I'm
like
just
two.
saying now
That's
they
like
they
2
just
eighths of the
expect you
marriage
for
right there.
the slightest thing. I took you for coffee, you gotta drop them draws. You know what I'm
No,
saying? I don't
okay,
know.
we
Mhm.
get that. But going back to the thing. Okay, so go ahead, T. Did you answer? Did you answer already?
I
You gotta
mean,
go be honest. You did answer, didn't you? No, because real talk, right? Listen.
I'm not
When
going
I was a
to
homosexual,
hunch
y'all
for a
not
home.
keeping it in the buck, so I will. Thank you. You will not do that, but you probably wouldn't find yourself in a position to be hunching for a home. Cool, we get that. But I'm gonna tell you for real, like when I was in that position, yes, I felt like I had to drop off some peeing. Like, what the fuck kind of loser, user type of shit is that? Is you just walk through the world just thinking that people are going to give you things, like including a place to stay, and you're not encumbered to do something reciprocally? Okay, maybe it ain't your coochie. But I mean, if you dating the nigga, I will think there's some type of attraction there, so maybe you want to fuck him anyway. And if that's the case, and he's giving you a place, why don't you just give him a taste? You get what I'm saying? Sit on his face. You dig? That's bars after
Bars.
bars after
Bars.
bars. For a little bit of rent,
Bars.
all
Yeah,
it would cost you is about a good 15 minutes and a few moans, and now you got a home. Like, come on, man. You can't be
In other words,
homeless.
equal opportunity homosexuals. Okay, I got
got
you.
an
Right. The
extended
nigga with a bed
stay.
with no
Yeah,
couch.
You
Take me to the
extended stay.
extended
You
stay.
can't be
Okay.
That's what it is.
homeless. You can't be homeless with that level of pride. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? At the spot.
Alrighty then. Equal opportunity
Wanna
host.
go home with
You
nice,
know what I'm saying?
nice
Find the one
Nick
that's
got
gonna
y'all
let
on
you
this
hunch
one,
for
man.
a home. That's what I'm gonna say.
You're gonna
Okay,
be horny
find
and
that
homeless at the
one
same
where you don't
time.
have to. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get your shit scratched and they want to scratch theirs, it may work out for the best for both
Well,
of y'all.